Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming another Q&A video. So I asked you guys over on my Instagram and also over on my community tab if you had any questions for me, and I actually got quite a few of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of them in today's video. I think I will be able to squeeze all of the questions into today's video, but if not, then I will go ahead and film a part 2. It's nap time right now, so I'm really hoping that my kids stay sleeping for a while. I meant to film this actually like 2 days ago and life happened, it didn't get filmed, so I'm sitting down to film it for you guys today. Normally, I only let myself have 1 cup of coffee a day, but this day in particular definitely called for 2 cups, so I just made a 2nd cup of coffee. Really need this. It has been a morning. Like, I can't even explain to you what my day has been like, but we're gonna try and turn it around, answer some fun questions. So we're gonna start over on, I think, my community tab. So I don't post on there very often, but you guys did ask quite a few questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of those ones first. First question is, what's one of your favorite memories with your husband and your kids? And that honestly has to be camping this summer. That was like our first big family trip, if you will. We haven't done a lot of traveling since having kids, and that was a really fun time for us to just like take a few days and kind of bond together. So camping this summer was definitely one of my favorites. And then I also really enjoy like Christmas. I'm super excited for Christmas this year. It's definitely one of my favorite memories, and I think it will always continue to be because I loved Christmas as a child, and now as a mom, I feel like it's my duty or my responsibility to kind of make it fun and memorable for my kids. So it's still really fun. It's just like a different side of fun for me now. This person actually asked quite a few questions. So this next question that she asked is random fact about you. I honestly feel like I'm not that interesting. I don't even know what a random fact is. Maybe that I like graduated high school at 17 with, well, so I actually graduated high school at 17 and with my first college degree. I don't know, that's a random fact about me that a lot of people wouldn't know. And then another question that she asked is, what is a food that everyone likes that you can't stand? And that is ketchup. I love tomatoes, but I don't really like ketchup at all. It's just too sweet for me. I definitely like more acidic tomatoey foods. And then the last question that she asked, which I actually got this question from a couple different people. I don't know what video that I mentioned it in, but a lot of you have been asking about what my husband's health condition is or what disease he has. So I'm not gonna give too much detail just because that's his own personal business, but I will say what it is. So he actually has Crohn's disease. He got diagnosed with it about, I think we're coming up on 5 years. So it was about a year into our dating relationship. We've been together for I think like 6 years, or 6.5, something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, so he has Crohn's disease. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, it's basically an autoimmune condition with your digestive system. So his is actually very well controlled. We've been very lucky with it. When he first got diagnosed, he was very severe, and it was scary. He was not doing well at all. But as soon as we got the official diagnosis, we were able to get him on a treatment plan that really worked for him, and he hasn't really had any issues ever since. The main reason that it got so bad for him at the beginning was because we went to local doctors, which is just like your general practice, and they kept saying that nothing was wrong, and obviously we knew something was wrong. So eventually I ended up making him an appointment at a GI specialist, and we were able to get things figured out, got his actual diagnosis so we could get him treatment, and he has been pretty good ever since. So we're really hoping that that treatment will keep working for a really long time. Next question is, have you ever considered making a day in the life video? And this is funny that I am just reading this because I actually just posted one on Wednesday. I get a lot of requests for doing day in the life videos. Whenever I ask you guys what you want to see over on Instagram, everyone always wants to see day in the life, vlogs, that sort of thing. So I'm thinking I might try and incorporate more of them soon. I'm almost thinking to incorporate like one a week in November and December, or one of the months. Let me know what you guys think if you want to see more day in the life videos. I just feel like my life can be a little bit boring, which is why I don't film that type of video very often, because I think it would be very repetitive. But if you guys want to see more of them, I can definitely try and film those because I do like making them, and it's kind of fun to look back on memories with our kids. So definitely let me know if you guys want to see those. Next question is any freezer meal videos coming soon? So I do plan on making one either in November or December. I haven't decided which yet. I'm trying to get that filmed. It's just hard because obviously I film a what's for dinner every week, and then I do a lot of crock pot videos, and obviously we're only a family of 4, so we don't go through like a crazy amount of food. So I need to have enough content for my what's for dinner videos while having my crock pot videos. So it's just like hard for me to make extra meals sometimes, which is why I haven't made that video yet, but it is on my list and I am planning on making that soon. All right, so next question, how do you manage your time between filming, editing, and kiddos? What kind of schedule? Honestly, lately my life has been a hot mess. It's been ridiculous lately. I don't know what it is, but like the last 2 months have just been insane. My husband has been super busy. I've been very busy. I have been trying to post some extra videos, which obviously take a little bit of extra time, but I kind of have figured out a schedule that works. It just hasn't been working as well lately. So what I will usually do is get up around like 6 a.m. I will go downstairs, start some work, get like a video edited or get something done, whether it's just a thumbnail. So I will work from about 6 to 7:30 in the morning when my husband has the kids, and then he goes to work, I'm with the kids. Anytime that they're sleeping, I'm pretty much always working on YouTube stuff, whether it's editing, thumbnails, filming, responding to comments. Like, it keeps me very, very busy. So lately I've been trying to really utilize that time in the morning, and that's something new that we started. My husband never used to watch them in the morning. Like that was, I mean, I would watch them pretty much the whole day, or we would like kind of flip-flop mornings, and then I would sleep in on the other morning. But lately I'm like, I gotta just get up early and get stuff done. Otherwise I'm super overwhelmed in the evening. I have to work on everything, and that leaves no time for my husband. I really try to get all of my YouTube stuff done like Monday through Friday as much as I can. Sometimes on the weekends I will have to film, or sometimes I will still have to voice over my what's for dinner video, but for the most part I do try to get everything done during the week. And I've also noticed that if I get things done like at the beginning of the week, that really helps me as well. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are really intense days for me when it comes to like editing, voiceovers, all of that stuff. And then the rest of the week, like Thursday, Friday, I will usually try to do like more thumbnails, answering comments, just the stuff that's like a little less intense, if that makes sense. But I am not perfect with a schedule by any means. I'm just trying to make it work with my kids and still give them plenty of attention. I hope that helps. YouTube is extremely time consuming. I probably spend a good like 20 to 30 hours a week on YouTube stuff, and it takes a lot of time. So that's kind of how I try and divide it. I basically, anytime that my kids are napping, I do YouTube mornings. That is kind of my schedule. Next question is, where and how did you learn to cook? So I learned to cook from actually both of my parents. Both of my parents have very different cooking styles. My dad is more experimental. He will just kind of like throw things together, and it usually comes out tasting really good. He likes to make a lot of like hot dishes, rice hot dish, casseroles, that kind of thing. Whereas my mom, I feel like she more follows recipes. Both of my parents are honestly really, really good cooks. So I learned from both of them. I also have learned a lot from just recipes on Pinterest, playing around with different spices, seasonings, seeing what our family likes, and trying to work with things on a budget. Next question is, do you have any pets? And we do not. We don't have any pets at all. No dogs, no cats, no fish. We have nothing. We just have 2 kids, and that keeps us busy enough right now. Next question is, what is your favorite cookbook, if any? And I honestly never use cookbooks. It's extremely rare. I have a couple of recipes out of my mom's cookbook, which hers is the Betty Crocker one. And that's the one that she uses a lot, and I just have them written down in my binder. All of the recipes that I end up liking, I will print them out and put them in a binder, and that's what I kind of consider my cookbook. But I really don't have any cookbooks that I like pull recipes from on a regular basis. How old were you when you had your kiddos? When you got married? Did you go to college? If so, what for? So Kenny and I got married when I had just turned 21. He would have been 24, right? 24. No, No, Kenny would have been 23. I am so bad with numbers, you guys. If you've ever picked that up in my videos, on one of my other Q&As, you asked when our anniversary was, and I definitely said August. It's September. I can't remember anything. I think I lost all of my brain after having kids. So we got married when I was 21. I had just turned 21, and then we had Easton when I was still 21 when we had Easton. My husband was 24 at that time. And then I had Brinley at 22. So our kids are only 15 months apart. So they were very close in age, which is why I had them 2 years in a row. And then, did you go to college? If so, what for? Yes, I did go to college. I graduated college before we got married. I graduated at 20. So I first graduated with my associate's degree when I was 17, and then I graduated nursing school at 20. Next question is, how do you keep up with dirty dishes? And I don't know, I guess I just do. Pretty much after every meal, I will make sure that our sink is clean. We do have a dishwasher, so that helps immensely. Before we did our kitchen remodel, we actually didn't have a dishwasher, and it drove me insane. We went without one for what, like 3 years? And I hated it. So now that we have a dishwasher, I actually feel like it's very easy to keep up on dishes because the plates, cups, silverware, that all goes right in the dishwasher. And I really don't rinse our dishes before I put them in there. So it basically goes right from the counter straight into the dishwasher. So it's not that hard. And then I will just wash pots and pans throughout the day. Basically after every meal, I do try to clean up and wipe down the counters because I just can't stand a messy house. Kids are so messy. I find that if I get behind on some of like my daily tasks like that, then it will overwhelm me. So I do try and like kind of stay on top of that throughout the day, so it's not just like a big mess at the end of the night. So that's kind of my tips as far as dishes. I just do them after every single meal. Is there a time that you don't want to cook, and what do you do with that? Yes, I absolutely have the nights where I don't want to cook. Last night was one of them. I'm pretty sure we had like wine and ramen for dinner because that is how this week has been going so far. But so what do I do on those nights? Ramen, mac and cheese, or I a lot of times will have things in my freezer that I've frozen. Like if I have leftovers that we don't want to eat that week, I will freeze the extras, and then on those nights when I don't want to cook, I can just pull those right out of the freezer. And there are also nights when I just don't have the mental capacity to cook with my kids awake before my husband gets home. So what I will do on those nights is I will make them like scrambled eggs, toast, give them fruit and a veggie, and that will be their dinner. They will always eat scrambled eggs for me. So that's something that I do for my kids a lot. And then sometimes I will cook after my husband gets home from work, and we can just have like a quiet dinner together. So there definitely are nights when I don't want to cook, and those are kind of the ways that I solve that. What are some of your favorite TV shows and musical bands or singers? Honestly, I am not into a lot of music. I do like listening to country music. A lot of like the hits nowadays are really good. For TV shows, I love comedy. Lately, I've been watching Gossip Girl again, which I've watched that show so many times on Netflix, but I absolutely love it. It's such a dramatic show, so over the top, but I just love that one. I also love watching like Nailed It on Netflix. I think that show is super funny. I also like watching any sort of like home shows, home decor, things like that. I have actually been finding that I watch a lot more YouTube videos lately, mostly budgeting videos, cooking, lifestyle videos, just that sort of content on YouTube. So I actually tend to watch more YouTube than I do actual like TV shows. Kim also asked, what are your favorite colors? Gray. If you can see the color schemes in our house, we have a lot of gray. I'm a very neutral person. I like gray, I like black, white, purple. I mean, I do like purple. If I'm gonna go with a color, it's usually gonna be like purple or navy. So I'm pretty neutral when it comes to colors. My dream vacation, it's gotta be Hawaii. Not that it's a super duper elaborate vacation. Of course, I would love to go overseas to like Italy or something like that. But for some reason, Hawaii has always stuck out to me, and that's definitely a goal that Kenny and I have for like, before our 10th anniversary, we definitely wanna go to Hawaii. I would love to go there for our 5th anniversary, but I don't think I could handle leaving the kids for like a full week. It would drive me insane. I never leave my kids, so I definitely need to wait until they're a little bit older for that one. What is your favorite dish to make? That is a hard question. I make so many different types of food. It's gotta be either my baked chicken tender recipe. I love that one. That's actually gonna be in Sunday's What's for Dinner video, or any type of pasta. I'm a big pasta person, so both of those are definitely two of my favorites. And then what are your family favorites? I actually have a couple of family favorites videos where I include our family favorites. My husband's favorite's gotta be like buffalo chicken pizza. He loves that one. He loves chicken parmesan, chicken tenders. That's definitely one of his favorites, or any type of pasta. My kids love pasta, so anytime I make any sort of casserole pasta, they are in heaven. They also really like rice, so if I'm ever in a pinch, I will just make brown rice as a side, and they love it. Last question from over on the community tab is, how do you deal with your son wanting to help you so much? So this can be tricky, but I do try to let him help me. I know I remember always helping my mom. She always let us help, and I think that really helps teach kids, and I want that for my kids. Like, I'm very thankful and grateful that I grew up helping my mom cook, because I actually know how to cook as an adult. I know so many people that get married and they have no clue how to cook. I always tell Kenny that I'm gonna make our kids learn how to cook, because I think it's a really important skill that is kind of forgotten, especially with all of like the restaurants that's out there now. People don't really have to cook. They can just go eat out or get takeout or whatever. So I think cooking is super important. So I do try to let him cook. I do try to let him help cook as much as possible, but there are definitely nights where I don't want the help. I just want to like quick get dinner on the table. And also with filming, it's hard for me to film, cook dinner, and let him help at the same time. It's just really tricky. So a lot of times I will let him help me with baking. Like if I'm baking something in the afternoon, I'm not filming, he can definitely help me with that. And we have a lot of fun doing that with him. Now we are heading over to Instagram. I asked you guys over on there if you had any questions, and you did. If you're not following me over there, definitely go ahead and follow me, because that is where I will usually pull you guys first with videos that you want to see, or just other random questions that I might have. So definitely give me a follow over there if you're not. First question on Instagram is, what is your age? So I am 24 years old. I just turned 24 in August. How many kids do you want? I knew I would get this question. I always get this question from you guys, but honestly, we're not sure. As of right now, we're pretty content with 2, but it wouldn't surprise me if we decide we want to have 2 more in the future. I've always said I don't want 3 kids. I grew up as the 3rd child, and I didn't like it. It was always like 2 against 1. There was always somebody that was left out. So I either want 2 kids or I want 4 kids. But right now, I need a break from having kids. I had 2 kids right in a row. They're only 15 months apart. So if we do have more kids, I think it will be a couple of years. I'm also very bad about leaving my kids. I very rarely leave them. If I do, it's usually with my husband. And because of that, it makes it a little bit hard on me, just because I don't like to leave them and I get kind of burnt out sometimes. So if we do have more kids, it definitely will be a couple of years. I need a break. And we also want to be out of this house and in our next house before we have any more kids, if we decide to have any more. So we're not sure, but as of right now, I feel like we're done. We're very content. We have a boy and a girl. We're very thankful. And for right now, I think we're done. What's your favorite meatless meal? I think my favorite meatless meal has to be probably tortellini. That's definitely a favorite. I feel like it's a pasta that you definitely don't need the meat in, and that's a really good one. Do you think you'd ever film a video with your husband? So I am working on this. He's been in like 1 or 2 of my videos. I'm trying to get him to be in a video, but he's pretty shy. If you guys want to see a Q&A with him, definitely let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions, I can try and get him to do a Q&A with me. I also thought it might be fun to do like a cooking challenge video with him. We'll see if I can get him convinced. I've been working on that, but he's just not one to really be on YouTube. Next question is, do y'all see family often? And we do. So we're not very far away from either of our families. We live in the same town as my husband's parents. Most of his siblings have all kind of moved away, so we don't see his siblings that often. We see them for holidays. They do come up and visit quite a bit, but it's not like we see them on a weekly basis. And then for my family, I do see them quite a bit. All of my immediate family lives within an hour from me, which is super nice. I can run and visit them anytime that I want, but we do see a family quite a bit. Next question is, do you miss nursing and working outside of the home? So yes and no. I graduated nursing school at 20 and I had my son really shortly after that, so I actually didn't work as an RN for very long. I quit my job when I was pregnant with him just because it wasn't a job I wanted to stay in when I was pregnant after having kids. The job that I was doing, it wasn't going to work. It was an hour away. The hours were very wonky. They were weird hours. I wasn't going to be able to find daycare. So that's kind of why I left that job, and then I just never went back to it. So since I stopped working when I got pregnant, the plan was always for me to go back when my son was around 6 months old. And then at that time, I actually interviewed at a couple places. I got a really good job offer. I almost took it, but then my husband decided that it would just be better for me to be a stay-at-home mom, which that's what I always wanted anyway. That's always what I wanted. So it was just kind of like my husband's blessing and that he was okay with it and we could afford it financially. So that's what we ended up doing, and I don't regret it one bit. With that being said, there are times where I wish that I was able to get out of the house a little bit more. Where we live, there's not a lot to do. It can get very boring. I'm stuck in the house most of the time. There's not a lot of kids activities around here. So there are definitely times where I miss the social interaction, but YouTube has helped with that immensely because I feel like I've actually been able to create relationships with a lot of people. I've met so many good friends on here. You guys are all amazing, and I'm just super thankful for this community. How are y'all doing during this pandemic? So we are actually doing pretty good. I feel like my life has not changed all that much, as weird as that sounds, but I'm home with my kids all the time anyway. We didn't go out and about a ton because we live a little ways from town. We're home most of the time. We have a good amount of yard to play in. We have land that we can walk, and our life didn't change all that much. My husband has continued to work throughout the whole pandemic. It's not like he changed jobs or got laid off or anything like that. So honestly, our life hasn't changed all that much. At the beginning, we weren't seeing our family or friends, and that was really hard. But at this point, we are seeing our close friends and family, and not that much has changed for us, to be honest. Next question is, do you think you'll homeschool or public school? So it's kind of funny because if you would have asked me this question a year ago, I would have hands down said public school. But with everything going on in the world right now, it's kind of made me think, like, what would it be like to homeschool? My sister's homeschooling her kids right now, and she says she loves it. So I don't know, I think I lean more towards sending them to public school, but we'll see how the world is at that point in time. I'm not totally opposed to homeschooling. I think for preschool, I will definitely just do that at home. I don't plan on sending our son to preschool unless he needs to, but I'll try and get some extra play dates in for him because I think the social interaction is really good. Next question is, in what ways are you and your husband opposite and which ways are you the same? So this is funny because my husband and I are definitely very different in a lot of ways, but we're also very similar in a lot of ways. So I feel like we're very similar in a lot of like our personality to some degree. So we're definitely both introverts. We're definitely good with like staying home, very relaxed lifestyle. All of our goals are very similar, like what we're working towards in life. Our finances, we're very similar. We're on the same page. When it comes to having kids, we're kind of on the same page. We're very similar in a lot of those ways, but when it comes to our hobbies, we are extremely different. My husband is like an avid outdoorsman. He loves hunting and fishing and just being outside, and I am not that way at all. If you know me, I could just stay in the house all the time. I'm just not an outdoorsy girl, which is kind of funny considering I live in Minnesota. But at the same time, it's always cold here, so why would I want to go outside? Like, as I'm filming this, we are in a storm right now. We're getting like 6 inches of snow today, and it's October. So where do you live and how old are you? So we live in Minnesota and I am 24. What budget method do you use? So we follow Dave Ramsey, but we do not do the envelope system. I'm not a fan of it. We've tried it in the past and it did not work for us. I actually feel like we almost ended up spending more money. I'm actually planning on doing a whole video on budgeting in the future. So if you guys want to see that one, let me know. And I can definitely do that because I think finances are just one of those things that is super duper important, but people don't like to talk about it. Next question is, why did you start your YouTube channel? So there's a lot of different reasons why I started my channel. A lot of it was because I was kind of like getting bored at home, just being a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have a lot of people. I didn't have like a community surrounding me. And I almost got like lonely, not depressed, but just like I didn't have a lot of people around me. So that's a huge reason why I started my channel. I also needed something that was just for me. I feel like I do everything in my life for everyone else, and I just wanted something that was mine, if that makes sense. And so my YouTube channel is definitely that. Well, that is all of the questions that you guys had for me for this Q&A. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed answering all of these questions. If you would like to see more of these videos in the future, definitely let me know and I can continue to make them. I think it's so fun for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. Obviously, in my cooking videos, you guys don't really get to like know me as a person. So I think these videos are pretty fun to do once in a while. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful